I am just another short video to let you know I am back and feel good. For some dang reason, I'm very sleepy. I got a good night's sleep last night in the hospital. Matter of fact, I might turn in early today. Somebody, when I got home a while ago, well, 3 or 4 hours ago now, somebody sent me a hat. I like it. I think it was Wanda Everett, or no, Barbara Everett. Where'd I get that Wanda out? But, and they also sent me this to give me more plugs for my USB since I only have 3 working USBs on the back side. Got 3 in the house on the porch, but I'm a little shaky on my feet. In case you don't know what happened, 3 weeks ago today, I had an appointment with the doctor at the VA. Thanks for the thumbs up. And I mentioned my heel's been giving me a lot of problems. And she looked at it and she said it's infected and it's an open wound. So I got a place on the top of my foot that's the same. They call it a wound, just a spot there, but it doesn't look good. Turns out I had the infection was MRSA, and that's a nasty infection to have, MRSA. Hey, Barbara, did you guys send me this hat too? I got it on, and of course I know you sent me this. I appreciate it so much. I'm already using it. But that's what happened, and the doctor said you got an infection. You're going to have to go to the hospital to get that taken care of. So the VA, first they wanted to send me to the VA hospital in Gainesville. Well, that's almost 40 miles from here. But round up, they sent us to the one across the street where my grandson works in physical therapist. And they was ready to send me home after about a week. And they asked me, did I had to have nurse care come to my house every couple of days. And the, hey, Amy, dismiss you from the hospital and let your daughter and your family members. Yeah, I know, Amy. Thank you, Jerry. Um, I don't particularly look forward to the nurse visits, but I'm going to take it because one thing is, since this is the second time I've had a MRSA infection, and they wanted to, they was afraid that he had gotten into the bone on my foot, and there was a big chance I would have to have a foot amputated. Let me tell you that scared the junky doodles out of me. Um, but turns out it wasn't in the bone. And that cockpit, I hate those MRIs, especially where your whole body goes in that thing. But this way, they only sent me half in because it's of my foot. But it took an hour in that thing. And I was real close to pushing that button to get my butt out of there. Because I was hurting and it's uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. But as I said a while ago, that first video I did, uh, there's two nurses in there. But one of them is actually a nurse tech, and the other one was an RN. And I fell in love with them. I just really love them. Gosh, they were so nice. And I've been sitting here missing. I was even sitting here. It's right around 7 o'clock, and I'm thinking, well, Brandy, that was the name of the nurse tech. I said, she's getting off, go home for 12 hours and come back in the morning at 7 o'clock. And she is 49 years old. And the first time I was talking to her, I asked her about her age, how long she's been nursing. And I said, well, that's going to put you around somewhere in the nine. I'd say you was born in 95. Or I screwed out. I missed it by 20. She's 20 years older than that. She sure don't look like she's approaching 50. Um, but she was a sweetie. She got, now her kid, the age I thought she'd be when I first mentioned that was her, that was her oldest son's age. So she got two grown sons. I don't like those MRIs. They're noisy, and the thing you're laying on hard and you scoot stuff like that, I don't like them. But got it done anyway. And is there somebody there? It says 0. But anyhow, I was ready to come home in a week, but they asked me that I want the VA to handle that thing on the home care. And I thought, well, why not? So I said, yeah. Well, then about an hour later, they came back and said, it's just going to be a problem. The VA is going to take about 3 days to approve this and all this stuff. But she didn't tell me that they wouldn't release me from the hospital till the VA approved it. But it didn't take them 3 days. It took them about a week and a half. And I was really upset about that. Well, I already met the lady. She'll be here tomorrow. She came by the hospital today. She's a nice lady. But I just got things I want to do, and it gets interrupted by nurse care. But at any rate, I'm back home, and I'm probably going to go to bed early. I'm going to make a video tomorrow. I've got a couple of ones that I'm wanting to do. And but I'm still gonna have to get a new computer at the end of this month. Um, and hopefully, I don't know what happened to this last one I had. I think it might be something I uploaded or downloaded to that computer. I don't know. You really got to be careful what you upload or download. You really do. Uh, but Barbara, gee, thank you, Jerry, so much for the hat. I'm gonna have to throw my other hat. What did I do with it? I'm gonna have to, I guess you can wash these things, but I kind of enjoyed the hospital stay, but this total confusion about when I could go home and all that. I got on my mind so bad about 4 or 5 days ago. I called that head nurse in there. I didn't chew her out, but I was raising Cain because uh, a nurse had come in the day before and told me I was going home that day, and it didn't happen. And it happened again yesterday. The nurse told me the same thing. I said, "Well, I tell you what, I ain't gonna take that to the bank till I see it happen," and it didn't happen. But it's like one of them don't know what the other one's doing or saying. It's really aggravating. But especially when you want to go home. See, when I went to the doctor at the VA 3 weeks ago today, uh, I wasn't prepared to go to the hospital. That was the furthest thing from my mind. And they wanted me to go right then. I said, well, can I at least go home and get on the computer and go online and tell my subscribers what's going on? They wouldn't allow it. Said you need to go now just to be serious. So off to the hospital I went, and and I've never been ugly or nasty talking to a nurse or at all. I've got the utmost respect for them. There's 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 four kind of people I got the most respect for, and that's nurses, male or female. That's police officers, people in the military, especially the ones that had to go into some kind of combat action or something, and first responders, EMTs, firemen, people like that. And I just got the utmost respect. I used to have make cards stating that fact on that card with my name and my picture on it. And anytime I seen one of them, a nurse, you might notice I didn't mention doctors. I think most doctors are buttholes, and they treat the nurse like crap. And the nurses, the techs and stuff, they're the ones. They're the backbone. You won't see one in there wiping my butt when I take a crap, but the nurse tech will be in there doing that. And it used to embarrass me, but not anymore. they can, they can do a whole lot better job wiping my butt than I can. And that's the truth. That's the truth. But I just love those. But I guess my really favorite ones is the nurses and the nurses tech. And when I went in there on the Tuesday. I hadn't had a bowel movement that day, and I didn't have one to the following Sunday, almost a week, well, 5 days. laying there. I didn't have to go. I don't know why. And I guess because you always dreading that first one when you're in there in the hot. Cause I dread them trying to put a bedpan under, and I can't make nothing work when I'm on the bedpan. But on that Sunday I went, and then after that I went every day. So I don't know. I guess because I was afraid of having to go. But anyway, that's what's going on, folks. I wish I wasn't so tired. Now, I stood up once since I ain't been out of this chair since they brought me home. But I stood up, and I'm probably going to go to have a bowel movement. I hope. Um, but I'm going to get that new computer uh, the end of, well, about the beginning first of the month. I gotta have it. Um, I've got. Hopefully, I'll get a check from YouTube this month. I don't know. I haven't checked how much you got in there now, but you have to have $100 in there before you get anything. And I still got my scrap out there that I hadn't sold. And the car dealer down the street gave me 6 or 7 old car batteries. Those are $5 a piece at the junkyard. If I take them to a place called Hurricane Batteries, they give you a little bit more for them. But that's the plan. That's the plan. I don't. Well, I think Barbara, I still got that. No, I don't. Neither do I. I don't know. I'll have to look. I'll have to look. But that's the plan. And I got several videos in my mind that I want to do that I think people find interesting. And I got one I thought about yesterday, and dadgummit, my hadn't forgot. I need to take notes. I need to take notes. I mean, I gotta face it. I'm 83 years old. The mind's not as sharp as it used to be. I've almost got a beard back again. I might leave it this time. But the hospital stayed before this last one. They went in there and shaved my beard off. And I must have told them, okay, I don't know. I don't know. But the home nurse will be here tomorrow. And they may. Now, I did get some physical therapy in there from where my grandson works at downstairs there. But it wasn't extreme, It was just stand up and move your feet and stuff. And that probably helped me a lot, probably more than I know. Yeah, those bedpans are uncomfortable for sure. But it was hard though for me to get out of that. That's it. The only thing about the hospital I was just at, those are the most uncomfortable hospital beds I've ever seen. I've never seen any that hard. But I really like my hat. Really like it. And I got more people thanking me for my service. Because when I went to the VA doctor, I had my veteran hat on. So I had it on at the hospital. And matter of fact, when my daughter cut my hair, my head gets cold. I keep the hat on it. And I actually would go to sleep with the hat on. And if there's one nurse that's coming there, she seen me in there asleep with my hat on, she'd take my hat off, pull the blankets up around my neck. And that was that little Puerto Rican nurse that, uh, but I had a nurse from Puerto Rico. I had a nurse that was from Guam. And I had a nurse that, mm, 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 mm. They weren't giving me my gabapentin and my neuropathy, but I had a nurse from the Philippines. And just by talking to them and everything, I learned something I didn't realize, I didn't know. And that was that the Philippines and Guam and Puerto Rico, we got that through that Spanish American War somewhere around the 1900s, but we purchased the countries from Spain. We didn't just take them, we purchased them. And for those three countries, the United States had to pay $20 million. I didn't know that. And I was always under the impression that the Philippine people and the Puerto Rican people and the Guam people can vote in the American elections. I'm not sure about Guam, but I was told by them that they were from those countries. She said, "No, we couldn't vote in your election." She said, "I can now because I'm a citizen." And a lot of people don't realize these people that immigrate here legally and everything that become citizens, they have to take a test. They have to study. And most of them knows a lot more about our government and how it works and everything than we that's born here knows. And I'm thinking about getting me a copy of the book that you have to learn all that stuff from, just see how much of it I do know and how much of it I don't know. I think they teach stuff in school, but they really don't get in depth like they do when they're letting somebody become a citizen. Um, I won't dwell on that stuff, but it was just there. I always ask questions, to people, especially the nurses. I want to know, and Jennifer gets upset at me sometimes because I ask them questions, like how old are you? How long you been doing that? Where are you from? Now this one Puerto Rican girl, usually I can tell if they're from the Philippines, if they're from Japan, or if they're from Korea. Places like I can tell just for their appearance. But this one girl from Puerto Rico, I couldn't. I looked at her and I'm thinking, is she black? Uh, or is she Korean? I couldn't tell. But then I thought in my mind, she may be from Puerto Rico. And that's where she was from. That's how we got to talking and everything. And matter of fact, she's the one who wheeled me out in the wheelchair today. But I love my nurses. My hat's off to all of them. And if I had a lot of money, I would like to send a bunch of flowers to that floor to the people that work in there. They were just wonderful. The doctors, the doctor to me is like a lawyer. When you need them, they're a necessary evil. That's the way I look at it. But I may lighten up since my grandson's getting into the medical field and all that stuff. And I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if he's going to keep up with he probably is because he loves it. Oh, I will too, Amy, because this is the fact that this infection was MRSA, and I could, if it got in the bone, I could have lost my foot. And so from now on, I get the least little scratch or cut or something on my foot or on my hands. Uh, I'm 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 not going to carry around think it's going to get better. Because I got so upset one day because they told me I was going home and I didn't go home. And I was fussing and complaining about it to this one nurse. And but I told her, I said, I'm not fussing at you, I'm just fussing about what's going on here. And she tried to explain it, and I said, but anyway, I'm calling my daughter, and this was last Friday. I said, and I'm going home, whether y'all want me to or not. I'm out of here. And she started telling me all the downsides to do, if you do that. If you leave without being medically discharged from the hospital, no insurance company or anything will touch you anymore if you come back with that same problem. Said you'll be on your own. I didn't realize that, but it got my attention. It got my attention. But at any rate, I'm so glad to be back. Hopefully, I can start making some decent videos. Um, I hope I ain't got nothing else in here that's going to break. Um, but I'm looking forward to going to bed. Yeah, you're right there, Amy. But she made me very much aware of what it was. I felt bad for fussing so much. I wasn't fussing, I was just fussing. But I come to my senses. Matter of fact, if I hadn't got to come home today, I would probably wound up doing uh, having to stay tomorrow too. But the nurses at the home. It was a VA that was holding things up. They said if I went with my regular Medicare insurance, it would have been no problem. But I wanted to go with the VA, and I didn't know that. And the caseworker didn't tell me that till after the fact. After I said I don't want to go, I don't want y'all can't get me into in rehab. Uh, I want to go home and have health care. So I know better now. Anyhow, I just want to let y'all know that I'm gonna try to put a video up tomorrow, and that neuropathy is killing me. But they didn't give me no gabapentin at all, and I don't know why, because I've prescribed that, but they was giving me all my other meds. Well, no, they wasn't. There was another there they didn't give me. Something they said it doesn't do well with another drug that I was taking. But anyhow, I appreciate it, Barbara. All y'all, I love you, and I don't want to miss anybody. I talked to a few other people today when I got home. I guess it was around 2 o'clock. And if that's what's going on, folks, I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.